During the majestic Edo period, nestled in a small village within the heart of Japan, lived a Zen monk who was revered for his profound wisdom and benevolence. This respected monk had a fervent apprentice, an eager lad brimming with the aspiration to become wise, just like his esteemed master. "One day I hope to be as enlightened as you," the apprentice confessed to the monk. "How did you acquire such wisdom?" The old monk studied his young pupil and replied, "You must learn how to listen, my boy." Perplexed by his master's simple answer, the apprentice reasoned that listening could not be enough to attain wisdom. He believed knowledge was indispensable. Observing the novice's confusion, the wise monk conceived a plan to elucidate this quintessential virtue. The very next day, the monk invited Saburo, believed to be the most talkative villager, to their serene monastery. He beckoned his apprentice and instructed him in murmured tones, "Serve tea to our guest and myself, and remember, keep pouring even if the cups get filled." As Saburo indulged in chatter, reciting tales of his escapades and detailing every nuance of village gossip, the apprentice busied himself in serving tea. Just as instructed by his master, he continued to pour tea into both the cups, even after they were full. "Stop!" yelped Saburo, shocked at the sight of his cup overflowing onto the finely made tatami floor mat. "Why do you keep pouring when it's already flowing over?" The apprentice offered no explanation, but simply continued pouring as per his master's instructions. Seeing this bewildering scene unravel before him, Saburo turned to the wise monk for an explanation. The monk gently set down his own overflowing cup and began to share his enlightenment. "The cup," he began calmly, "represents your mind, and the tea is akin to everything you hear around you. If your mind is already full, like this cup, then no matter how much more is poured into it, none will be retained. You will not be able to comprehend or understand anything new, just like the overflowing tea." Only then did the apprentice grasp the profound lesson his master had ventured to teach. His fervor for acquiring knowledge had filled his mind, leaving no room for new information, thoughts, or perspectives. From that day on, the keen apprentice endeavored to master the art of listening. He practiced being patient and receptive during discussions, making sure his mind was ready and empty to take in new ideas pouring in, much like an empty teacup waiting to be filled. The monk noticed this change in his young apprentice and commended him for learning this valuable lesson. The eager lad had now understood that true enlightenment meant being open to knowledge from all directions and sources, and most importantly, listening before rushing to make judgments or form responses. "How often do you really listen to understand?" the monk asked, leaning over to his attentive pupil, rather than simply waiting for your turn to speak. This final question instilled in the apprentice a lifelong lesson, the power of listening.